again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joe Handy, the Android Authority app guy, and welcome back to Android Apps Weekly. We have headlines and new releases. Let's talk about it. First up this week, Google is introducing two new ways for developers to beta test applications. The first is an open beta where all you need is the link, while the other allows users to sign up using their email addresses. Prepare for far more betas to hit the Google Play Store in the future. Last November, Microsoft released the Visual Studio emulator for Android. The only problem with it was that developers had to use Visual Studio in order to develop applications and use the emulator. Now developers can use Android Studio or Eclipse and still use the Visual Studio emulator, and with that, life was good again. In one of the bigger headlines this week, Google announced that they'll be eliminating the need to sign into Google Plus to comment on YouTube. This, paired with the news that Google Plus will be removed from other services, has kickstarted yet another round of rumor mill nonsense that Google Plus is shutting down. Relax everybody, it's probably not. Bethesda announced Fallout Shelter back at E3 earlier this year and said it was coming to Android, but not specifically when. We now know that the official release date is August 13th. That's about 2 weeks away, folks, so get your thumbs ready. Microsoft is developing an Android launcher called Arrow Launcher. It's in private beta right now, and you can find the download link in the video description below. It's a little light on customization features, but an overall strong effort that actually feels like something that was made for Android. We expect it to do quite well overall. For even more Android apps and games news, updates, and releases, don't forget to check out this week's newsletter, which is linked in the video description below. There you'll find all the content that we didn't have time for here today. If you're so inclined, you can also sign up using your email address and have this info sent straight to your email address every single Friday. In addition, we do now have a Twitch channel. We usually stream on Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, this week I had to send back my Nvidia Shield tablet thanks to that recall, so I won't have my streaming device. Still, you should go subscribe, and then you'll be ready when we get back online. Okay, folks, let's take a look at the new releases that made a big splash this week. As usual, if you want to check any of these applications out, you can find the links in the video description below. Rovio has released the actual sequel to the original Angry Birds game this last week. It's called Angry Birds 2, and it actually does improve on the original Angry Birds experience. It comes with multi-stage levels, spells, and even boss levels, which is sure to bring some much-needed freshness to the aging franchise. There is also a multiplayer experience with tournaments that you can compete in. It's kid-friendly and free to play. Box Calendar is a new calendar application that comes from the same people who brought us Boxer Email. It has quite a few features to choose from, including theming and customization, various calendar views, material design, and support for Exchange and Google Calendar. The unique feature is the ability to send your availability to other people at a moment's notice to help plan for events and get-togethers. There are some release date bugs, so do keep an eye out for that. A Day in the Woods is a hybrid puzzle game and board game with fairly decent graphics for its genre. The premise is simple: you must guide the girl to Grandma's house while avoiding all of the things that don't want you to get there. You actually play as a wisp that controls the field, which can be customized by unlocking various things. There are also 60 levels, seasonal backdrops, and the game has no in-app purchases. It's a fun little title and worth checking out. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was released on the Google Play Store this week and marks the second FNAF release this year. This one takes place in a bedroom where you must check the bed behind you, the closet, and 2 doors in order to keep the bad guys at bay. The game is rather short but very challenging, and we even streamed this one on Twitch. It's only a few bucks and there are no in-app purchases. If you like shock value, you'll probably like this. Virtually everyone who has heard of benchmarks knows about 3DMark. It's the benchmark software that all the pros use, and now it's on Android. This will push your device to its limit to see how good it is for gaming and also compare it to other Android, iOS, and Windows devices. It's totally free with no in-app purchases and no advertising, which means most of you have already left to go download it, and now I'm talking to myself. Once again, I'm Joe Handy, the Android Authority app guy. While you're here, why not subscribe to the Android Authority YouTube channel? If you're hanging out for a minute, we have a couple of awesome videos for you to watch right over there, and they're also linked in the video description below for you folks on mobile. Finally, don't forget to check out the written companion, which is in the video description below, and don't forget to sign up for that newsletter or that Twitch channel. As always, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.